What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well and I hope everybody's had a good weekend. And yeah, let's get straight into things. Before we get onto the economic calendar, I do want to bring our attention to the world news. As I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot of things going on in the Middle East which are likely going to be reflected in the charts this week. So we do need to be very careful. We can expect a lot of volatility based off all of this, and obviously anything can happen at any time. But yeah, I just wanted to start with that because when we have big events such as these happening over the weekend, I can only imagine that Monday, or running it straight into the week, we're going to see some kind of intense movement or possibly quite complicated delivery in general. But anyway, we've got Monday, high impact news, retail sales, and then Tuesday we have building permits, with Thursday jobless claims. So we do have quite a lot of news this week. It'll be interesting to see how Monday acts. I wouldn't be surprised if straight off the bat we saw a movement on the Monday to set off the week. The fact we don't have news on Wednesday, we might find consolidation around that point. And then of course Thursday we have high impact news that will likely run into the Friday. So that's pretty much all the news we have going on. All of them at 8:30, by the way, 8:30 London time, 8:30 New York time, 1:30 in London. So those are the times we're going to be expecting to see a lot of movement and volatility. So yeah, we're going to start on the dollar as per usual. Let's just get that up for us. Like so. I am starting on the monthly, and you can see how bullish this month has been already. So there's a few monthly levels I want to bring our attention to first. We have rejection level right here. This is the rejection block level. So this is my immediate target for price, and then of course we have the swing highs above that price may also want to draw to. But first, this is a monthly rejection block level, so I'll just get that marked out. And then we also have monthly highs right here. So these are the targets in terms of buy side, which I'm expecting us to carry on pushing into. Another thing to take note of is that we've traded through this fair value gap now, which would make it an inversion fair value gap, meaning that if we are to ever retrace back to this level, it should provide support. I'm not going to keep this on the chart as of now because I do believe we're way past that. What I will do is I will make one line just so that we have it for reference, and I'll just put inversion fair value gap high, just so we know in case price does decide to go down there that we can expect some kind of resistance at that level. But I'm not expecting that to be happening this week. Let's just make sure we know that it's a monthly. Cool. So now let's go to the weekly. And the first thing we need to do is figure out, are we expecting an up close week or a down close week? Now, obviously, based off last week with this kind of expansion and displacement to the upside, I'd like to think that the following week will also be an up close week. So with that in mind, we're expecting most of the week to be delivered between Tuesday and Thursday, with the low ideally made on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Now, considering we have high impact news on Monday, I wouldn't be surprised if Monday saw us rally first, and then we saw a low get made later on in the week, maybe on the Wednesday. I don't want to get too specific as of yet, understandably, but we do need to get a few levels marked out that we can refer to as price is trading this week. So what happened last week? Well, we've traded through this bearish order block. So you can see we've taken out the high, just about. So the fact that we've traded through this bearish order block, well, first of all, it's showing that we're disrespecting bearish PD arrays, showing bullishness, but it also means that we can use this bearish order block's midpoint as a level of support. So let's just get that drawn out. The midpoint's right here, lining up with that inversion monthly fair value gap. And I'm going to mark that out in red. And I'm going to write weekly inversion order block, I like to call it. Now, this is the very lowest I'd expect price to trade in the new week. And the reason for that is because, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that we've taken out this order block's high, it should now not act as a bullish order block necessarily, but the levels in it, such as the midpoint and the closing off it, should provide a level of support for price. So I'm not expecting price to necessarily come all the way down here, but if it does, this is the very lowest I'd expect it to go, or allow it to go. But as we drop down to the lower time frames, you'll see that there's going to be other PD arrays we can refer to help frame and key off of for us to try and reach our monthly rejection block targets and our monthly high targets. So let's now go to the daily, and you'll see that we have traded through this volume imbalance right here. So let's get that drawn out, and I'm going to make this red as well. And the fact that we've traded through it on the upside, I'd like to think that this will provide support. So although I have this level marked out, preferably this is the level where the low gets created for the week. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this level. Definitely keep an eye on this level. As price comes down into here, I'd expect a reversal to form at this point. Like I said, Monday might not do it. Monday may very well just carry on higher, but Tuesday or Wednesday could. And then if that's the case, then I'd expect this to provide support to propel price higher into our rejection block levels. So I hope that will make sense. Another thing I want to bring our attention to is this massive volume imbalance right here. I do believe price is drawing to this quite quickly. So I'm going to draw this out in blue, like so. And let me just write daily volume in liquidity void. Because you can see there's no trading that happened between this open and this close. And the fact that that's there, price is likely going to draw to it because it's in a premium area. So that's what I'm moving into Monday and Tuesday. That's what I'm expecting price to draw straight to. So I'm not expecting too much downwards price action in general. We might not even see this level get traded to. And if that's the case, that's fine. But overall, I'm expecting us to draw into this liquidity void before I'm expecting any kind of reversal or retracement. We are going to go to the 4 hour. And you'll see how we closed, quite a weird closing. And obviously we have no idea, guys, we have no idea where Sunday is going to open. And we need to understand that, especially with the events that have happened on Sunday. So I don't want to speak too much on this, and I don't want you guys to go into the charts with some kind of expectation of anything. But overall, my drawn liquidity is up here. Moving into Monday and Tuesday, I'd like to be bullish, thinking that we can reach up there, and then obviously bearish on the pairs. In terms of retracement, if we are to retrace straight away, let's say we open lower, I'd like to think that this will provide the support we need. But remember, I am allowing us to get down here. However, I highly doubt that's going to happen if price is going to continue trading on higher. So I'm not in a position to figure out the entire week, but overall, what I'm watching is for price to get to this daily liquidity void. And then after that, I'll reassess and say, okay, is price going to continue higher? Or are we likely to see some kind of midweek reversal and get some kind of pullback? So that's pretty much all I'm watching in price. Very simple. There again, that massive liquidity void, price should seek to fill that. It should seek to try and get that filled in. And then, like I said, it could reverse. So you very well might find that we trade into that level at maybe 8:30 and then we get a reversal off of it. So definitely keep an eye on this level, but I'm not expecting any kind of downwards price action, or don't really want to see any kind of downwards price action until this is traded to as our first point of contact, so to speak. So yeah, I'm not going to bother go to the 1 hour. There's not enough data for us this week to go off of, and you can see we've just been completely, price is really expanding right now, so it's clearly reaching for some kind of target, and I do believe this liquidity void is it before we see any kind of significant breakout. Now don't get me wrong, we could go for the monthly highs, but because of how much of a consolidation is over here, I do believe that this liquidity void that we do see on the daily will be enough to slow price down, so to speak, and bring it back into some level of consolidation. So yeah, overall, I'm watching up here, and I'd like to think that this level can provide support, assuming we do trade down into that. Hope that will make sense. Now let's head over to Euro and GBP. We'll start with GBP, of course. And I'm going to start on the monthly on GBP. And you'll see how much of a crazy down day we've had last week. So now we're clearly trading into this massive monthly fair value gap. So what am I watching? I'm watching this level right here, this order block. I want to see, can price now reach this level, because this is the bullish order block that's created the move, and I'm expecting price to attempt to fill this massive fair value gap. So we can actually draw out this fair value gap, and you'll see where we are. We're just about to hit the midpoint of it. But generally speaking, I'm assuming dollar's going to continue to show the strength it's showing. I'm expecting to see us try and fill this fair value gap. So let's go down to the weekly, and you'll see a beautiful break to the downside, running out sell stops, and we've actually closed below this low, which was very nice. How did we close on a low? It looks like we closed on the low. Yeah, we did. So that's again a signal of very bearish price action. In terms of levels to key off of, I am looking at this range here, so this high and this low between here and here. I would like to think that if price retraces back into this range, it's going to provide resistance. To be honest, I doubt it's even going to reach up here. But when we drop down to once we drop down to the lower time frames, I'd like to think that we'll find some kind of PD arrays that we can use to try and frame price. So what I'm going to do, just to make things interesting, is let's just mark out the quarter levels of this and see what PD arrays line up with this on the lower time frames that price may want to refer to. So we've got this level in blue, this level in red, and then I'm not even going to bother up there because I doubt price is going to get past the midpoint. We'll make this dashed, and then as we go to the low time frames, hopefully we'll find something that price could key off of. But overall, remember, this high here is that monthly order block high. So if or when price does get down there, we expect a large reaction off of that level, and that's completely fine. So now we can drop down to the daily. Again, crazy down day on Friday. You can see how we're kind of making our way through this consolidation. Now, as you can see, on the way up, so let me just zoom out a little bit. You can see, okay. So as we're climbing to get up to this point, we accumulated here, accumulated here, accumulated here. We keep seeing price, retrace to push up. These points of accumulation, and I'm calling it accumulation because it was on the buy side of this curve. These points of accumulation, we assume we're going to see distribution in. So where they're accumulating, for example, here, as we came down into this fair value gap, we assume that as we're delivering on the downside, it's going to come back to distribute into that area, which is supportive of our idea of seeing price come back up to either this blue level, this red level, or this 50% level. Preferably, we only trade to the blue level at very highest, because I'd expect, some kind of retracement above the midnight opening or Sunday opening. That's going to allow us to enter some kind of shorting positions to start heading for this swing low right here. So I hope that all makes sense. But like I said, with all the things going on in the world, who knows where we're going to open. But here you can see how we've closed, wicks below here. That's interesting that we've got a wick here on the 4 hour but not on the daily. But anyway, yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. But generally speaking, as soon as price trades above the Monday opening, I'd expect to be looking for shorts or some kind of shorting opportunity. It's possible we may trade into this fair value gap right here. And like I said, I'd like to think that this 50% level will be like the highest we see price trade early in the week before entering, targeting this sell side liquidity fall. So yeah, it's really just a waiting game. You can see there's a nice order block that's formed there, but I wouldn't be surprised if that continued to provide resistance. And like I said, with everything that's going on and the fact we have high impact news and whatnot, I wouldn't be surprised if prices completely fell out of bed, as in like traded through Asia range and just continued falling lower. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. And then we see the low of the week get made like pretty early on. So that's something to consider. But overall, I'm bearish. And any kind of, like I said, as soon as we trade above that midnight open, we should be looking for shorts because we're clearly in a selling program. Do excuse me, guys. I hope this is all making sense. But to be honest, we'll probably have a much better idea of price once Monday trades. I don't think I'm going to be trading Monday just because of all the stuff that's happened over the weekend, etc. But I'd like to think that we can continue to see us trade lower, obviously, as dollar starts to creep on higher, so it can try and reach into that liquidity void it has up here that I do believe it's really seeking to try and fill. So that's everything on pound. Has pound got high impact news? We've got unemployment rate on the 16th, so that's Tuesday. So that's something to take note of. But like I said, after Monday, obviously I'll drop a Monday review tomorrow. We can have a better look at price. We'll have some kind of price action to key off of, and then we can figure out what's likely to happen on the Tuesday. But generally speaking, I'm expecting some kind of down close week. So any kind of rallying, I'd be thinking it's a manipulation for us to be hunting for shorting positions until we take out this low. This is one thing you need to understand. Yes, like I'm expecting a down close week, and yes, I want to see a rally before we go lower. But if we say trade straight lower first and grab this liquidity, this trade into this pool of liquidity, then and only then can I be okay with trading some kind of retracement or reversal. But until then, any kind of rally, I believe it will be a false rally until we get down here. So definitely got my eyes on this level, and until that's traded to, I'm not thinking about any kind of longs on the pairs, and I don't think you guys should be either. Anyway, let's go to Euro USD. We'll start on the monthly here as well. Very heavily down, and then similar to dollar, we do have a rejection block level over here, so let's get that marked out as our primary target. And then obviously we have the lows as well, but I doubt we're going to reach those lows anytime soon, if at all. So this is a rejection block level. I'll just write out rejection, monthly rejection. And then let's now head down to the weekly, and then hopefully we can find some levels to key off of. So similarly, we got a bullish order block here, and you can see we traded through that and closed below it on a daily basis right here. So now I'm looking at the wick of it. Why not the whole range? Well, the wick is a gap too, so to speak. So really, I only need to pay attention to the wick. We could use the whole range of the order block, but I'm going to use the wick because there's an order block within the wick, technically speaking, because obviously there's down and upside delivery there. So let's draw that out, and I'd like to think that this is going to provide us the resistance we need to send price lower towards that rejection block level. So let's make this red, and as we drop down to the low time frames, I'm going to do the same thing I've done on pound. We should be looking for levels to key off of for us to hunt for, expect lower prices. So let's make that dashed like so, and I'm going to write daily bearish wick. Like so. And then obviously there's that monthly rejection block level we want to see price draw down into. So now we can go to the daily. Beautiful delivery, close below that level. This is what I mean. There's an order block within that wick. So here you can see them. And obviously on the low time frames that will be more clear. But I'd like to think that these can provide resistance for price. So like I said, any type of rallying before we reach that monthly rejection block, I'm happy to be looking for shorts within that. So any type of trading above midnight, I'll be thinking, okay, what kind of setups are likely forming for expectation to trade lower? We do have a nice daily fair value gap here. Price may trade and fill that. So let's get that sorted. Like so. So price may simply fill this, not even reach the monthly rejection block, and then we'll see some kind of potential turnaround or retracement. But like I said, we really just have to wait, let Monday trade, and hopefully then we can have a better idea of where price is likely to draw to. So let's head down to the 4 hour. You can see how we're kind of just consolidating a little bit. What I'd like to see as we enter Monday is we wick above these relative equal highs, touch that level I was talking about, and then off of that we can look for shorts with the expectation to fill this nice massive daily fair value gap we have. On the 4 hour, you can see the fair value gap extends down to here. There is a slight break by the looks of things. Yep. Last up close candle before the down move lines up nicely with that breaker, so we might find a nice reaction off of that. But overall, I'm expecting a push down into here. Now, I'm not expecting London to do much. What tends to happen with Mondays is, especially with news, after studying, I've noticed that London may likely consolidate, especially on the Monday, and then we won't see big movement until New York and running into London close, especially with the high impact news. So that's something to consider. Definitely wouldn't be rushing in there in the London session, or expecting any kind of solid setups. And yeah, just got to be careful in general, to be honest. Here we are again. And when I see price on the hourly like this, it does suggest to me that we might not even see price return to this level. We might see price just fall, again, like what I was saying on dollar, just fall straight out of bed and trade down, fill the fair value gap, and then we'll start to make a higher climb for the week. So that is something to consider, guys. And don't be surprised if it does that. I wouldn't be surprised if price just started trading lower straight away, because it very well could. And as that's doing that, obviously we'd be seeing dollar trade higher straight away to try and get to its target. So there's all sorts of things that can go on. Going to be an interesting week to say the least. But overall, I'd like to think that we can see an up close week on dollar, even though I can imagine there'll be a lot of back and forth throughout. So yeah, hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit like, drop a comment, smash subscribe. Again, welcome to all my new subscribers. And on Sundays, I do back testing. every single Sunday at 4 p.m. London. I've done that today. Thank you to those that showed up. I know you guys learned a lot. Yeah, and that's everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.